the same. The corners of the earth hold their breath as nations gather, love meets death. But the chosen race won't forget. We wear the truth, a shining crest, a raw light, YaHuAH. Forever the same.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom to friends and family. Shalom to everybody. How are you doing, family? Hope you are all doing fine. Hope you are all doing good. Hope everyone is doing fine. We are back again on the Righteousness Radio.
Can't outrun. Grief digs deep like a jagged knife, and yet it whispers it's almost done. Old things breaking, no more tears, no more pain, no more cries in the dark. The old order fades away. YaHuAH.
How are you doing, family? Hope you are all doing fine. Hope everyone is doing fine. Hope you are all doing good. Hope you are all doing good. If you are doing good, give praise to the Most High. YaHuAH, give praise to Him. Appreciate Him. Let Him know that you are a worthy son that is worthy to have His protection, His mercy, and His endurance, His grace. You have to appreciate Him. How is everything going? How is everything going? How is everything going? We are back again.
No more tears, no more pain, no more cries in the dark. The old order fades away. YaHuAH wipes it away. Don't you fear, no, don't you fear. A new dawn's rising here. The wicked fall, the broken rise. Every tear wiped from our eyes. Don't you fear, no, don't you fear. A new dawn's rising here. The wicked fall, the broken rise. Every tear wiped from our eyes. No more tears, no more pain, no more cries in the dark. The old order fades away.
We are back again on the Righteousness Radio today on our special program with our brother. Yes, I told everyone that listened to the Righteousness Radio yesterday that we are going to be back again with our brother. Yes, and we are back on the Righteousness Radio with our back today. And our brother is here with us today on the Righteousness Radio. All what you have to do is that you have to start sharing, calling everybody, start sharing. Let everyone know that something is about to happen on the Righteousness Radio. Just let everyone know that something is about to happen on the Righteousness Radio.
Down the barriers and be one with Abba. Don't wanna talk about the weather, don't wanna talk about the news. Just wanna get to the real you inside. Like to get to know you well, like to get to know you well, like to get to know you well. So we can be one together with Abba YaHuAH. Don't you think now is the time we should be feeling? Just wanna simply say, won't let you slip away. People wanna talk.
I'm sorry if you're having any difficulties to listening to us. Please, we are fixing everything, and so that we can have a proper listening on the Righteousness Radio. Please, have you start sharing? Have you start calling people? Have you start calling people? On our topic today, how to deal with stress of this end time.
Like to get to know you well, like to get to know you well, like to get to know you well.
How to deal with stress of this end time. How to deal with what stress of this end time. And we are not here to talk about the spiritual only. When we are talking about end time, we are not here to talk about the spiritual aspect only. We are here for both spiritual and physical.
In the same door.
You know our brother is here. How to deal with stress physically in your daily life,
Other side. Like to get to know you. You preach your lessons from a high back pew with your golden robes and a scripted view. But I've walked the fields, I've seen the skies. And truth don't from where the marble lies. Your
Shalom, brother.
Shalom, shalom.
How are you doing, brother?
I'm well, thank you. And you?
I'm doing good. All praise to the Most High YaHuAH. All praise to Him. I'm doing fine. All praise to Him. Yes, you are welcome to the Righteousness Radio. Welcome to the Righteousness Radio. Can you hear me clearly, brother?
I can hear you clearly, yeah.
All praise to the Most High. Yes, you are welcome to the Righteousness Radio and to YaHuAH is the Righteousness TV. And everybody is here waiting for you as our guest on the Righteousness Radio. And we are welcoming you in the name of YaHuAH and in the name of YaHuAH HaMashiach, our Savior, to the Righteousness Radio. And on to our today's topic, how to deal with stress of this end time, both physical stress of our daily life, and what are spiritual stress and spiritual stress. How to deal with it. How to deal with stress of this end time, both physical of our daily life and spiritual. How to deal with it. Yes, on our topic for today. You are welcome. I want you to introduce yourself to all our listeners. Introduce yourself to everybody listening to you for the first time. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you. Yes, I'm Ian from England, and I've been studying and teaching nutrition for well over 10 years now, since around 2012. I have traveled the world to many places, and I've seen many things, and I've talked to many people, and I've also done great levels of damage to myself in the past. I've been very stressed as well. I went raw vegan fruitarian in 2012 briefly, and I came into Christianity around 7 years ago, and I found YaHuAH around 2.5 years ago. And I've been seeking refinement and alignment ever since. So yeah, that's me.
Yada YaHuAH, Yada YaHuAH, Hopre, Musta YaHuAH, Yada YaHuAH, praise to the Musta YaHuAH, Yada YaHuAH, welcome again on the Righteousness Radio. Yes, that is our brother, and today we are here with our brother. Please, please, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You have to start sharing. You have to start calling everybody. You have to start sharing. You have to start sharing. Yes, calling everybody right now. You have to start sharing because no one must miss this type of topic. No one must miss this type of topic. Yes, brother, are you ready?
Yes,
Now,
ready.
if you are ready, the time is yours. The time is yours on this conversation.
Thank you, brother Yada YaHuAH Palal, that YaHuAH leads and guides this meeting of us together, and that much clarity and much is revealed. Much is revealed to us today, and that we can receive something transformational and powerful today. I hesitate when I speak because I don't know exactly the right words to Palal for. I know there's some hidden meanings in every word, but there you go. Yada YaHuAH, Barak YaHuAH. And with that being said, we shall perhaps today look at some topics like how to navigate people, how to navigate family, how to navigate the challenging situations we come into where maybe someone we're interacting with is worldly or being somewhat led by another ruach, another spirit, that's leading them to be quite abrasive and aggressive and just not very kind, not very loving. We may also look at the challenging times that we're in and some of the manifestations that are taking place right now, some of the strange and confusing, dark things that are taking place on the earth right now, how to navigate them, and also how to prepare oneself for things maybe even getting worse than they are now. So and also how we can become prepared physically and spiritually and energetically and strengthen our bodies for any things that we might have to deal with, whether that's infections, yeast, mold, fungus, parasites, bacteria, viruses, if you believe in them. Some people do, some people don't. I'm really on the fence about viruses. I definitely believe in the ones I mentioned before them: bacteria, yeast, mold, fungus, parasites. And then, if we look at scripture, you can see that, in the end times, that if you're pregnant or in a certain position, that you may struggle. Allow that you're not carrying a baby, or that you are traveling when that happens. So yeah, if of course that time is to come, it's hard to know exactly what's what, and it's we should always remain humble and open to not having the exact knowingness of what's going on, because then if we close ourselves off to completely seeing, the people that are pre-tribulation rapture, they they're very set in their beliefs, and that may put them in a strange situation. People that even have a set opinion of what a rapture would be, or that a rapture is definitely happening. So yes, anyway, let me not go too much into that. So, do you have anything you want to say, brother, before?
Yes. I have something to say on what you said about what is going to happen at the end, which we are talking about how to deal with stress.
Sorry, did you want to speak on that, or do you want me to speak on that?
So yeah, that's why I'm.
Okay.
Yes, let me go to what you said about the stress, about what is happening in the end time, which the scripture says the woman that what is going to happen to a woman that gave birth at that moment, or the one that is pregnant. So that's what brought me to this question that I want to ask people: stress. How to deal with stress of this end time? What are these things that you think that will stress you in this end time? What are the stress? You know, for you to deal with something, to overcome something, you have to know what you are dealing with. What is this stress? Before we go to physical stress of our daily life, how to overcome our physical stress of our daily life, what are the stress of the end time? What are those things that will cause stress? How to deal with it? If you know that, okay, this person is a black person, this person is a white person, you are going to know that, okay, oh, now I'm talking, you can hear any voice, maybe from the radio or anything, without seeing the person, you can't confirm that this person, is he a white or a black person? Is he a short person or a tall person? For you to know who is talking, what is this person like? Who is this? You have to identify for you to be able to divine me. For you to be able to divine me, you have to be what? You have to be, to identify me. You have to what? Identify me. Yes. You have to identify me for you to know what you want to deal about. And what are the things that you want to deal about that will cause that stress? What are those things that will cause what? Those stress? Because we are living in a time of what? The first thing is fear. 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 But we all make a mistake about something that YaHuAH said, that YaHuAH give us. YaHuAH give us a courage to believe, to trust in him in any process. Fear not. Fear not. Fear, the only person you have to fear, we have to fear, is what? Is YaHuAH. But when you fear something that is not YaHuAH, you put yourself into stress. Into what? Into stress. And we are living in a time where there is fear in everywhere. Fear is everywhere. Fear. Fear is everywhere. People fear what is happening right now. A lot is happening in this world. Yes, people are scared. People are fears those situations. What is happening right now? People fear war, violence, persecution, losing their homes, losing their jobs, sickness. What tomorrow will bring? What tomorrow will look like? Being rejected because of their faith. Whether they will have enough, whether we are going to have enough or not have enough, whether we will survive the difficult times. And what people fear one thing most, which is death. Which is what? Death. We are so scared of those situations and those fears. We fear a lot of things. A lot of us, the fear in us is to be rejected because of what we believe. That is why we hide it. That is why we hide it. But the question for the believers is not, will difficulties happen? That type of stress, will it comes? Will that happen? That time of stress, will that time comes? We don't need to be asking. We don't need to ask that question. Will that type of stress will come? Because when someone hear how to deal with stress, we say, a lot of people will say, okay, what type of stress is coming? What type of stress is coming? Which believers, we don't have to ask that what will difficult things happen? Because scriptures already let us know that difficult things will happen anytime, any moment. But the question is, when difficult things happen, we will survive. Am I going to trust him? Am I going to stand with him? Because what? Doing those things are the only way to what? To overcome the stress. Doing those things to overcome what? The difficult times. How do you get stress in some things? You can't just sit down and say that, okay, you are stressed, this thing is stressing you. Something must happen. Difficult things must happen. Difficult things, a difficult time. At the end time, which the scripture says, this will happen at the end time. Those are the things that will cause stress for you. Cause what? A lot of stress. But how can you overcome it? When it happens, don't ask that question, will these things happen? What is going to happen versus what is happening now is still different. Because the scriptures let us to know that a time is coming when this what is happening today will be like what? Like there is nothing. Like a good time. Because what is coming will be much difficult. Will be much difficult. But when that time comes, how do you want to deal with that stress? How do you want to deal with that stress? How will you survive? How will you overcome the stress? The first way is what? By trusting him. Will you trust him even if it looks like what? Even if it looks like death is coming. That is why I said a time of fear is everywhere, and a lot of us are so afraid of one big thing: death. Death, sickness, and a lot of us have lost our salvation to what? To it. Because we don't trust him. We lost what? The trust. We don't fear him, but we fear death. And if you want to deal with stress, if you want to deal with it in this end time, you must not be afraid of what? Of those stress, of those things causing you to be stressed. Those things that cause you to be stressed, you must not be afraid of it. What you have to be afraid of is him. What you have to be scared of is him, is his name. What you have to fear is YaHuAH, not the difficult things, not those things that stressed you. We are talking about the stress of this end time. We are still coming out to our daily life stress. We are coming. Will you trust him? Will you trust him? How do you want to deal with stress when you don't trust him? When you don't fear him? Because if you fear him, you will trust him, you will stand with him. How do you want to overcome? Let's go to the book of Tehillim, chapter 23, verse 4. That is Psalm, which we call Psalm 23, verse 4. How to overcome what? How to deal with stress of this end time. How to deal with stress of this end time. How do you want to deal with it? If you don't trust him, how do you want to? How do you want to? Oh. Okay. Let's go to the book of Tehillim, chapter 23, verse 4. Tehillim 23, verse 4. Says, when I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, when I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. Because what is with him? Can you say it? Can you say it? Even when I'm dealing with a lot of stress, a lot of difficulties, in this end time, I will fear nothing except you. Can you do that? Can you do that? Because what? The answer to overcoming, to deal with stress in this end time, to deal with stress in this end time, is not is not pretending that problem does not exist. It's not pretending. It's not keeping it to yourself. It's not looking for solution elsewhere. The only answer is knowing who YaHuAH is knowing what YaHuAH is knowing how powerful YaHuAH is. If you know him to that extent, if you trust him to that extent, That is the only way to overcome stress, to deal with it, to deal with stress. Even there are some stress that will looks like what this is the hand. This is what this is the hand. This is what this is the end. I want us to understand something. When we are talking about fears, the difference between fear that the scriptures tells us, the scriptures tells us to reject a fear, the scriptures tells us to reject a fear, to reject it. And there is a fear that the scriptures command us to have. The scriptures let us to know that what? Let us to know that we have to reject a fear. There is a fear that the scriptures tell us to reject. And there is a fear that the scriptures command us to have. These are not the same thing. The fear of man. Let's go to the book of Proverbs. Proverbs 29 verse 24. Let us to know that what? The fear of man. Let's go there. Proverbs chapter 29. I'm coming, please. Proverb. Oh. Okay. Proverb. (23, 29, verse 25). Proverbs 29, verse 25. Okay. The fear of a man bring a snare, but whoever trusts in YaHuAH is set on high. Many seek the face of a ruler, but lawlessness for a man comes from YaHuAH. The fear of a man, the fear of that situation that causes what? Stress. If you are afraid of what, if you are scared of that situation, if you are so scared of that situation, to overcome it will be difficult. To deal with that stress will be difficult. The fear of a man, the fear of that situation will trap you. The fear of that thing will trap you. And you will keep asking yourself, what am I going to do? What can I do? I can't do anything. I can't do anything. I am nothing. I have no power. I can't do anything. Nobody will help me. Nobody will do this. Nobody will do that. This is the end. This is that. This is that. Like our sister said yesterday on the radio, the power the power in our world. You keep saying those things because what? You are scared of what is happening. Fear of what is happening. And what? You compromised your obedience because you are more concerned About what? About that things that is happening, that difficult part, that difficult situation that stress you. You compromise. You compromise your obedience because you are more concerned about it. Because you are more concerned about it, you don't remember again that there is YaHuAH that can deal with what? Everything. That can deal with what? With everything. But what? When it comes to what? The fear which the scriptures let us to know that we have to have. That is the fear of YaHuAH. The fear what? Of YaHuAH. Let's go to the book of Proverbs again. Let's go to the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. I'm sorry. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of YaHuAH is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and discipline. The fear of YaHuAH is the beginning what? Of knowledge. Not just knowledge, the fear of YaHuAH is the beginning to overcome any situation. The fear of YaHuAH is the beginning of the solution to any problem. The fear of YaHuAH is the beginning to the solution, or is the solution to the problem me and you are going through. Proverbs chapter 9 verse 10 let us to know that the fear of YaHuAH is the beginning of wisdom as well. Is the beginning of what? Wisdom. Because what? There is nothing that we can use to overcome that stress, to deal with it. There is nothing to deal with that stress in that end time than what? Than YaHuAH. Because what are the stress of the end time? What are the stress of the end time? Which is what? Fear. The stress of the end time. What are the stress of the end time? Ask yourself. What are the stress of the end time? The stress of the end time is what? Is fear. What is going to happen? What is going to happen? Fear. We are so scared of what? Of that end time. But what? We don't remember of YaHuAH. We don't fear YaHuAH, but we fear what want to happen. A lot of us fear what is going to happen in that end time than YaHuAH. We put that fear in our heart, which is what? Totally wrong. Once you fear YaHuAH, the end time that the scriptures talk about, everything that the scripture says is going to happen in the end time, YaHuAH let us to know only few people that stand with him what will overcome it. What are you scared of? What are you so afraid of? What are you so afraid of? Because if you have YaHuAH, you have him fully, you will deal with what? With stress. You will do what? You will deal with stress. With stress. Yes. Brother, no, I've taken a lot of time. I'm very sorry. You can continue, brother. You can continue, brother.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, very good. Thank you, brother. Let's see if we can navigate back to something, like maybe just a little bit less stressful parts than talking about the end times. It's relevant stuff, but yeah, I want to just take us into maybe some real world sort of what's actually taking place right now. Well, not that sorry, that sounded wrong, but it's, just like in this very here and now moment, like what's taking place in people's lives, what are the day-to-day struggles, and how do we manage those? So that might be, it might be just people challenging, being around challenging people. Maybe people are stressed out because of all the fear that's going around, whether it's all of the wars and the different viruses and whatever people are scared about at the moment. I don't really watch the news, so I'm not really sure what people are fearful about. But I know that there's a few people that are fearful, and I don't know. I mean, here where I live, I don't talk to loads of people, but I know quite a lot of my neighbours. They don't seem to be fearful at the moment about the world. They're just kind of, oh yeah, whatever, it'll be what it'll be. So it's hard to really know exactly what people around the world are thinking and feeling right now. But the world is a stressful place, whether you're fearful or not, or whether you know it or not. There are definitely things happening that are challenging, and people obviously react to that, and they have their own stresses, and then they can agitate us in because they're overwhelmed themselves. So how do we deal with that? I think it's just about knowing that there are a lot of stressed people right now, and we have to just realize that we can't take things personally, and we just have to kind of love our neighbours and allow for them. And I'm just thinking of a situation that happened on my road the other day where my neighbour came out and had a go at me because I'd washed the car three or four times in the space of a week or two, and I explained to her that I'm washing it ready because I'm going to be doing some painting work on it, some restoration, and also I let her know that I flushed the toilet with bath water. Here in England we have baths sometimes, or even a shower, and I save the water and I flush. So I could almost guarantee I use less water than most people. But she continued to rant at me and have a go at me. So it got me a little bit upset, and I went round to see one of my other neighbours, and she was just saying, just ignore her. She's known for sticking her nose in other people's business, as we say in England. So I thought that was good advice, and normally I don't allow people to upset me too much. It's just perhaps with it being my neighbourhood, I got a little bit unsettled. So we have to remain strong and know that some people are just dealing with things, and some people don't have anything better to do with their lives, and they don't really have a purpose to live for. And when you don't have a purpose to live for, then you don't have anything better to do with your time than to bother other people, perhaps. So Yeah. Where am I going with that? Nowhere really. Nowhere more profound really than what I've just said. How do we, how do we, how else do we navigate these times? I think that we have to realize the world is bombarding us with different things that are, um, uh, harming the nervous system when we're exposed to fear and we're exposed to people that are in fear, or we're exposed to certain different dynamics. So like social media and various different things that we might see that have got people that are trying to grab attention and audience, perhaps through topics that are, serious or scary or things like that. And then we also have environmental pollution as well, like possibly the radiation and the chemtrails and the all of the different particles that are in the air, and the pollution and the toxicity of the soils and the things that food is sprayed with. So all of these things are having a toll on the nervous system. I think especially radiation probably being one of those main ones that can have an effect. So, if you live in a different country, like maybe like Africa, or you live in the jungle, or not saying Africa's the jungle, if you live in the jungle, or if you live in Africa, or if you live in a remote part of Canada or wherever, there's less Wi-Fi, maybe you get a little bit annoyed because there's no signal or whatever, then, you can count that as a baraka, because these high-powered Wi-Fi and cell phone signals can be very detrimental to health. So, we can try and not live too close to those, and we can have maybe there are certain elements of protection from those, although they can be somewhat expensive. So, really, anyway, let's not go too deep into that, other than to say, yes, these things can affect the nervous system, and some even believe they can have an effect on the brain and the emotions and the many other things, even as far as mind control. So yes, we need to be healthy, and we need to have we obviously need to be in alignment with YaHuAH to protect us, but also there are certain things we can do to make ourselves more solid. And did you know that a fun fact here? The creature, the cockroach. Now, cockroaches are apparently one of the only creatures that could survive a nuclear disaster, and they're very good at coping with radiation. So, if we look at the cockroach, which is obviously an unclean animal, an unclean insect, what does a cockroach look like? What does it feel like? It's a very, very hard black animal, very hard, very black, and essentially, it's got a very hard body. It's not got much water in it. It's very solid. So, why is it supposedly immune to radiation? Could it be that it has less water in it? It has a more condensed body with less water in. So, how can we make our bodies more solid and condensed? Well, I don't want to go too much into it in this session, but if anyone ever wants the truth on that, you can approach me and ask me a bit more about that. But I'll give you some little clues in my opinion. It's you would want to potentially not eat too much fruit, and you would want to eat more solid foods. Essentially, you wouldn't want to eat too much watery fruit or too much sugary fruit. And you'd want to have more solid food in order to remain solid in yourself. So yeah, that's a little bit of that. And yeah, of course, I mentioned being prepared as well. Like that's one thing, is being solid, becoming solid. We need to be resilient. We don't want to be overly sensitive. So if you're like someone who has a dust allergy or like a sensitivity to chemicals or toxins, I've always had battles with that myself. Challenges with chemical sensitivity. It's all right to be aware that deodorant may be toxic. Certain preservatives and certain sprays and things, they may be toxic and we may not want to use them. It's good to have awareness and be able to sense somehow that these things are toxic to us. But at the same time, we don't want to be so sensitive that we're having such a bad reaction to them, and we can't tolerate a certain level of toxicity. So hypersensitivity is due to a lack of resilience and a weakened, compromised immune system. So we need to become strong and resilient. I've said that word many times now. So how do we do that? We increase our vitality. So we don't commit crime. We don't SIN, which will compromise us. And we have to look after the vessel. That's just my air filter turning itself off. So we have to look after the vessel and not compromise it. So, eating healthy, avoiding excessive toxins. We should avoid toxins, because the more toxins we surround ourselves with, the more it compromises the immune system. So if we're going to be exposed to things that we can't avoid, then we can't necessarily avoid them. But we can choose not to expose ourselves to the things that we have a choice. So like glyphosate in unorganic wheat, or deodorants, spray deodorants, or that are toxic, or air fresheners, or loads of sugar, or bad products, whatever it is that's toxic, or bad cleaning products that we don't need to use as a natural alternative. We need to limit exposure to the things that we have control of, and then we will be able to deal with the things that are outside of our control better. Like the things in our skies, there's not much we can do about the things raining down on us, like whether it be aluminium, boron, strontium, barium. But maybe there's other particles in there as well. The only thing we can really do is maybe have an air filter or something like that. But anyway, moving on to one other little topic I wanted to cover, which was do not create problems for yourself from crimes. Do not create extra problems that will create extra stress. So, for example, I think if you have, sons or daughters, or you're young and you're listening to this, then, I don't think people really talk about the what's the word? The repercussions. I couldn't think of the word I was looking for, but that's a very good word. The repercussions of crime. So let's say, and please do repeat this to any younger people in life. I think people need examples of the detrimental things that can happen in relation to committing crimes against YaHuAH, like as in breaking the commandments. So what could happen? So let's say you have sex outside of marriage, for example. How could that stress you out? So today we're talking about avoiding stress and combating stress. So if you have sex outside of marriage, lots of stressful things could happen to you. Like you could end up with a sexually transmitted infection. You could end up with a sexually transmitted demon. You could end up with a baby to someone that you're not married to, and then you have to essentially interact with that person for the next 16 to 18 years of your life. And yeah, that could be stressful. And because I don't know, like, you may have known this person for a year or 2 or 3. You know them. You might know them as they are when they are, like they like you essentially. But what happens when they don't like you? How are they going to be? Do you really know them? Have you palled about whether you should marry them? Have you is YaHuAH, does YaHuAH, is YaHuAH with that? Has he put you together? Is that your wife? Have you palled about it? Probably not. So the complications of that can be very, very stressful and severe. And so, yeah, I think that's a valuable point. And also, let's say AIDS is an incurable disease. HIV/AIDS is an incurable, which I don't think it is personally, incurable. But let's say you slept around or whatever, you got AIDS or HIV, then is anyone going to want to marry you if you've got HIV? Then how are you going to be able to find a partner in the future? Are you going to be able to get married? Are you going to be in a very bad situation? So yeah, some things to consider there. And I'm just going to read some little notes here while I don't know if YaHuAH, if you have anything you want to say for the next 5 minutes while I just read this.
I don't know, maybe if you have anything, or I should go ahead. I should go ahead and talk about some things as well.
I don't know what you've done to your headset, but that was very difficult to hear you. I don't know if
Okay,
the headset.
what about now? Can you hear me clearly?
No, try just unplug it and unplug it and plug it in again.
Okay.
It's
No, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. Okay, what about now, brother? Can you hear me clearly? Okay. Can you hear me?
yeah, very clearly. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Oh, praise the Most High YaHuAH. Yes, I said you should I go ahead and speak about some things before I come back to you. Or do you have anything to say again? Or I should go ahead?
Um. Yeah. I mean, let me just read these two scriptures and then you can go.
Okay, 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 okay. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. After you, I'll pick it up.
Okay. 1 Corinthians 10:13. No trial has overtaken you except such as is common to man, and YaHuAH is trustworthy, who shall not allow you to be tried beyond what you are able, but with the trial shall also make the way of escape, enabling you to bear it. That was Corinthians 10:13, and also Hebrews 10:25. Not forsaking the assemblings of ourselves together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging, and so much more as you see the day coming near. Yeah, so you can continue whenever you're ready, brother.
Okay, brother. Okay, thank you.
You're muted, by the way, on my end.
Hey, sorry. Okay, thank you, brother. Okay, I just want to talk about some things before anything, and what I want to talk about is about the the physical stress which the scriptures talk about. Which the scriptures talk about. In the book of YaHuAH, chapter 16, verse 3. YaHuAH 16:33. Because a lot of people, when we are talking about stress and everything, I realize that, a lot of people, when they see that topic called stress of end time, a lot of people, we think maybe we are just talking about the end time alone. The end time alone. And that thing keep telling me we have to let everyone to know. Because if you think that we are just talking about the stress of the end time alone, you are making a mistake. You are making a mistake. YaHuAH 16:33. John 16:33. John 16:33. You are what you are making a mistake. If you think we are just talking about physical, maybe we are just talking about the stress of end time, because sometimes a lot of us don't know the difference between the end time and Now, when we are talking about the end time, a lot of us think about, like, when they are talking about the end time, maybe some years to come, 1,000 years to come, 2,000 years to come, maybe that is the end time. YaHuAH 16 1633. YaHuAH 1623. 1633. YaHuAH 1633. This word I have spoken to you, that in me, this word I have spoken to you, that in me you might have peace. You might have peace. In the world in the world you have pressure, but take courage, I have overcome the world. That the word I have spoken to you, that in me you might have peace. You might have peace. In me you might have peace. In the world you have pressure, but take courage. Take courage. Many thought that maybe because of when we are talking about the to overcome stress of the end time, think about maybe the end time. The scriptures let us to know that what we are going to face some things in this world. We are going to face tribulation. In the world, you shall have tribulation. Not just end time, even the time that we are living. And the purpose of this teaching is not that the maybe to pretend that the end time are easy. No. But scriptures let us to know that difficult and frightening things will happen. Difficult and frightening things will happen. Difficult and a bad situation is coming. But YaHuAH does not want his people to be controlled by that, to be controlled by fear and stress of that situation. That is why he calls us to faith, obedience, discernment, endurance, prayer and fear of him. Because why are people so stressed in the end time? Why are people so stressed both now and the end time? Why are people so stressed? But the first thing we need to know, the first thing we need to understand is that the stress and fear can become too much when we focus on it. The stress and the fear become too much when we focus on it. When you focus on it, not thinking of YaHuAH. When you put your mind, you put yourself, and you let that to lose you. And you let that to lose you, but you forget that YaHuAH has let us to know, YaHuAH has let us to know. But you let that word to because of that situation, what is going on, you let it to overwhelm you and take over you and waltz over you. In the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 25 to 26, YaHuAH let us to know that there shall be a sign. There shall be a sign upon this earth. When the time comes, the time is coming. Distress of nations. And what? Man heart, YaHuAH let us to know that our heart will fall us what? To be afraid, to fear. For looking at those things which are coming on earth is the what? Is the big problem. Is the what? Is the big problem. Not focusing on him. Not focusing what? On him. Something powerful. Something what? Something powerful. YaHuAH let us to know that what? A time is coming where different type of things is going to happen. And what? People's hearts will fail because of fear. Because of what? Of fear. Because of stress. Because of what? Of stress. And a lot of things is happening. A lot of things is happening. Disaster, war, wickedness. We keep thinking of what is going to happen in the future. The future. Deception. Troubles among nations. The scriptures let us to know. So if you feel sometimes that what is going on and what you feel the pressure, you feel the stress, that is what the scriptures has already warned us for, has already warned me and you for. Because the scriptures let us to know that these things are going to affect us emotionally. These things are going to affect our life, are going to affect everything about us emotionally. But how can we overcome? How can we overcome? Because this situation can determine what the condition of our heart. Sometimes that condition, that situation can determine the condition of our heart. We will be scared, our heart will keep raising. But do we have to allow that situation to determine the condition of our heart, or will our confidence in YaHuAH be stronger than our fears? Than what? Than our fears. Which one will you choose? Which one? Is it the fear of YaHuAH, firstly, or the fear of that situation? Because those are the things, the only thing to overcome it, the only thing to overcome it is what? Is YaHuAH. But when you take him out of that your heart and you put that situation in it, it will overwhelm your body and take over. And take what? And take over, which we forget something, that YaHuAH did not give us the spirit of stress. YaHuAH did not give us the spirit of distress. The spirit of fears, the spirit of distress. YaHuAH did not give us. YaHuAH give us something that is higher. Let's go to the book of 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 17. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7. For YaHuAH has not given us a work of cowardness, but of power and of love and of self-control. So do not be ashamed of the witness of our Abraham, nor of me, his prisoner, but suffer hardship with me for the good news according to the power of YaHuAH. Suffered with him according to what? To the power of YaHuAH. Trust in him. YaHuAH did not give all the what? The spirit, the work of what? The work of cowardness, the work of fear, the work of stress. But what? He gave us the power to control them. YaHuAH gave us what? The power to control, to take over, to chase it out. Power. To what? To control. YaHuAH give us a sound mind. A sound mind with power to control the situation, to control fear, to have power over fear, over everything. Because sometimes terrible things may happen. Terrible things might happen. But what? YaHuAH will be with you if you what? Take him first. If you take him in first. If you what? If you take him in, if you take YaHuAH in, that is the only solution to overcome it. To overcome what? Overcome it. Because a lot of us, we believe that what? Because we trust YaHuAH, because we believe in him, nothing bad will happen. I've been saying this to a friend of mine. I told him, because I told you to accept YaHuAH and it's so YaHuAH Mashiach. I'm not telling you that something bad will not happen. I'm not telling you that you won't face anything. You won't face what? Anything. Because believing in YaHuAH does not mean that nothing painful will ever happen again. Because scripture doesn't teach all that. No. Apostle Shaul faced a lot of things. Look at YaHuAH. YaHuAH faced a lot of things. Rejection, persecution, imprisonment, hunger, beating, danger, betrayal, suffering, and death. Only him faced a lot of things. They beat him, suffer him, imprison him. That's what make Peter, when Peter gets to his place, and they ask him, you are one of them. He denied because he sees what is happening, what is about to happen, and what stress, fear take over him, and he lost it. Fear take over him, and what? And he lost it. Because he doesn't trust in YaHuAH that what? YaHuAH will overcome it. At that position, he was so scared of his life. The book of telling him, chapter 39, 34, verse 19. Let us to know that what many are affliction of the righteous, but YaHuAH delivered him out of all of them. Many are the affliction of us. We have a lot of things to face. But YaHuAH what? Will deliver. YaHuAH will deliver. YaHuAH will deliver him of everything. Of everything. Many are the affliction. But only YaHuAH will deliver him. Notice why the scripture says only YaHuAH. But YaHuAH delivered him. Why YaHuAH? Why the scriptures did not say that many are the affliction, but he has to overcome it by himself, or to find solution by himself? No, YaHuAH will deliver him, because the scriptures let us to know that even the righteous, we have what? We have affliction, many affliction. But YaHuAH will deliver them once they stand with him. Once they stand with him. Our confidence isn't that the trouble will not come. Our confidence in him. But what? The trouble will come, and what? We will have the authority over it. Not what? Not having the authority over us. Because we have YaHuAH. Because we have what? We have YaHuAH. The book of Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. Let's go there. The book of Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. Chapter 41 verse 10. YaHuAH 41 verse 10. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. Verse 10. Do not fear. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not look around, for I am your Elohim. I shall strengthen you. I shall also help you. I shall also uphold you with the right hand of my obedience. Do not fear. YaHuAH shall do everything. That fear, everything shall be taken away. YaHuAH will find solution and give it to you. But what? Do not fear. Do not fear of that situation. The only person you have to be scared, you have to fear is what? Is YaHuAH. The only person you have to fear is YaHuAH. That is why the scripture says what? Fear not. Fear not. Fear not. For you to overcome the stress, you have to fear not. Don't fear anything except YaHuAH. I am with you. I am your Elohim. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you. To everything, YaHuAH will do it. But how? Because you have to fear not. You must not fear anybody. Because once you fear somebody, once you fear something, that is the difficult part. Fear not. Because our biggest source of our problem of stress is when we don't know what to do. When we are lost. What's going to happen? What is going to happen? What am I going to do? I don't know. Where am I going? Where is the way out? Where is the solution? What decision should I make? How is this thing going to end? What is the end of this situation? Am I going to find a solution? Is there a way out for me? Is there a way out for me? But we forget something about what the book of the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 to 6 that I read from the beginning. Trust in YaHuAH with all your heart. And learn not unto thing on understanding. In the way acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. Trust in YaHuAH with what? With all your heart. The proverb let us to know that everything you are worried about is because what? You give what? You give the fear chance to come in and take over. And once you give it a chance and it comes in, it take over, Ashita will start using it against you. Ashita will start using it against you. Trust, acknowledge. YaHuAH will direct you in everything. When that fear is coming, what you have to use is to replace it. To replace it is the word of YaHuAH. Once you trust him, YaHuAH will lead everything. YaHuAH will lead everything, but we are so greedy because we believe that what YaHuAH should show us everything that is going to happen, including his plan. Including his plan. But what? The plan of YaHuAH cannot be revealed to us. That is why we lose what? Our hope, our trust in him. But if you follow the scriptures as a right believer, you will know that what? You have to trust him with everything you have. Even when you can't see his plan, even when you don't know where you are going, even when you don't know the solution, even when you don't know the way out, you have to trust him. Because what? He is everything for you. He is your refuge. He is your fortress. He is your trust. Everything. He is everything. Everything. The book of telling him, Psalm 91 verse 1 to 2. He that dwelt in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to YaHuAH, he is my refuge and my fortress, my Elohim, in him I trust. In him I trust. Refuge. Everybody that stay, that follow him in his secret place, and that abide by his rules and regulation, that abide by his commandment, shall call upon him and he will answer. And what? He will answer. Because we have to focus on what? On YaHuAH, the promise he made to us. If you don't remember that YaHuAH made a promise to us, if we don't remember that he made a promise to us, that is when the fear can take over you. But you have to always remember his promise. His promise. When you trust in him, what you will just be saying is that what? YaHuAH, I'm ready. I'm ready for what? For the new YaHuAH that is waiting for us. That is waiting for me. He If you trust him, you follow him, the situation will not frighten you. You won't even move an inch to the extent that you will be stressed, both physically and spiritually. You won't be stressed because you will have it in mind that what YaHuAH has done it. YaHuAH has done everything, and his plan must fulfill. Let me tell you something. People that trust in YaHuAH, that believe in him, and they are not ready to give up their trust, their salvation on YaHuAH because of some situation. Because of some situation. Even if they lost their life in that situation, once they abide by his rules and regulation, they follow him, there's a place waiting for them. Because this world, everything here is temporary. Is what is temporary. Is what is temporary. You must not let fear to take over you. To take over you. Like what? Like Kepha. Like Kepha. That said to YaHuAH, even if to die with you, I will die with you. But when the time comes, they said to him, are you not one of them? He said, no, I'm not. I don't know this man. And when it happens, it comes to pass. And he realized what he has done. Why? Because of fear. Because of fear. Fear. He tried to save his own life. Not save the word of YaHuAH. Not to save the kingdom. He tried to save his own life. And he realized what he has done. But it's too late. 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 What we have been talking about, the only way to overcome the stress of this end time is not by your preparation. Let me put it that way. Let me cut it short. Let me put it that way. The only way to overcome the only way to overcome the stress of this end time is not by your preparation. What are you preparing? People, all these rich people, Elon Musk is preparing how to go to the Mars, to build something on the Mars, in case anything want to happen on this world. In this world, people are trying to. A lot of people are building bunkers for their own protection. Bunkers. Even if anything happens, they can be saved, them and their family. But you, what are you preparing? Are you preparing for the kingdom which YaHuAH promised us is coming? Are you preparing for the what? For the return to the Garden of Eden? To the Garden of what? Eden. YaHuAH said to Adam and Hawa, when they are begging him to return them back to the Garden of Eden that they were chased out from, YaHuAH let us to know that what? You will be returned there. You are going back there. But not now. I forgive you. But not now. But what? In the future. In the future. So what are you preparing for? Is going to live in this world which you will eventually die one day. Or you are preparing for the return of what? To the Garden of Eden, which YaHuAH promised us. Which word? He promised us. But how can you do it? You have to take away everything. How to deal with stress of this end time? The fear of this end time is by trusting him, having him, Let him do everything, putting him at the front. I used to say something to there's one of our sister, our daughter gave birth. Yes, one of our sister that come to the Righteousness Radio. Yes, she's going to be here. Everybody was so happy when she said, "Oh, this is going on." I look up, I said to YaHuAH, YaHuAH, you see everything, you know everything. If you do it, your name will be glorified. People will know that you have done it again. People will know that what you have done it again. Because what? She knows that you are the one that can do it. She ran to you first. We ran to you first. We know that you are the one that can do it. So, for us to go to another place, call upon another name, no. We choose to run to you, not to doctors. Start calling doctors the best doctors in this world? No. We know that what the best doctor we have is YaHuAH. YaHuAH. We run to you. You have to take it. You have to take control and turn it properly. What are you preparing? Who are you running to? If the situation comes, who are you running to? Where are you running to? What are you preparing? As a believer that has nothing to fear, you have to know that what you are preparing for is to return to the Garden of Eden, which YaHuAH promised us, the return. What you have to believe, trust him, believe him, follow his lead. Trust only for us to be among the people that are going back to that garden. Yes. We really love everybody. We appreciate everyone on the Righteousness Radio. We really appreciate everybody. We really appreciate everybody on the Righteousness Radio. Everybody that listened to us on our website, YaHuAH.com. And to our brother, we really appreciate you. Really appreciate you. Brother, shalom. Are you there? Oh, I think our brother is gone. Oh, so we really appreciate everybody. We appreciate everyone that listening to the Righteousness Radio. We appreciate our brother. We appreciate everyone. We say thanks to everybody. And we are going to tell you to keep listening to the Righteousness Radio. That is just the thing. You have to keep listening to the Righteousness Radio because it's the only solution. The only solution to our problem is YaHuAH. And what we are sharing here is YaHuAH. We don't share anything.
Crosses won't save you. No, they never could.
What we are sharing here is what is the name of YaHuAH. That is what we are sharing.
But I've walked the fields, I've seen the skies. And truth don't come from where the marble lies. Your crosses won't save you. No, they never could.
Nothing else can save us. Nothing except his name.
Good.
Nothing can deliver us except his name. Nothing can there is nothing we can use to deal against the stress of this end time that is new, that is creature, that is total, than everything about you. There is nothing. If someone tells you, no, I don't know what to say. Like, what is going on in this world is much difficult. The doctors will tell you, just take this medication, you will be fine. That stress, you just need medication. No, that is not medication.
Road to the truth.
That is the medication. What you need is not physical medication. You just need him. You need him. He's the one you need. Once you have him, that is the biggest medication. Because that is the only way to deal with that stress. That is the only way to deal with that stress. With him as the medication to the stress, you are fine. You are fine. You are fine. You are fine. You can do everything.
You can keep your
Nothing can save you except him. Except him. And we are going for today on the Righteousness Radio. And we love you all. We really appreciate everybody that listening to us. We appreciate you. We are going for today. See you tomorrow again on the Righteousness Radio. By the grace, by the powerful name of YaHuAH HaMashiach, our Savior. By the powerful name of YaHuAH, our Creator, our Father. We really appreciate everybody. And we are going to be back again on the Righteousness Radio on our website, YaHuAHFirst.com, YaHuAHFirst.com. You can listen to our radio there 24/7 with a very beautiful music. Not just music, set apart music. We are going to see you again on the Righteousness Radio. See you all, see you all, see you all tomorrow again. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
The wind rolls wild across the plains, a whisper calling out my name, but no false trail, no broken sign could ever pull me from your line. Wild horse couldn't drag me away, not from your love, no how, no way. No wrong herd, no wolf in sheep's disguise could steal my heart or cloud my skies. Ah, but YaHuAH, you win every day. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. The lasso snaps, the cowboys ride, temptations come, but I won't slide. Your truth's a fence I can't unbind, your grace a lie I always find. Wild horse couldn't drag me away, not from your love, no how, no way. No wrong herd, no wolf in sheep's disguise could steal my heart or cloud my skies. Ah, but YaHuAH, you win every day. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. The storms may roar, the rivers rise, but you're my shelter, my clear skies. No chains of doubt, no earthly sway could make my soul turn away. Wild horse couldn't drag me away, not from your love, no how, no way. No wrong herd, no wolf in sheep's disguise could steal my heart or cloud my skies. Ah, but YaHuAH, you win every day. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. They spit their words like jagged knives, throw their stones at our quiet lives. But we stand tall, we don't break, we thrive. Their hate, it burns, it twists, it bends, but love's the fire that never ends. Stand strong, stand true, when the world comes crashing through. They'll hate, they'll talk, they'll bruise, they'll mock, but YaHuAH's light shines on you. YaHuAH's light shines on you. YaHuAH's light shines on you. They call us fools, they call us blind, yet they're the ones who can't find time to see the truth. It's divine, it's design. We rise, we fall, we climb again. With every storm we'll make amends. Stand strong, stand true, when the world comes crashing through. They'll hate, they'll talk, they'll bruise, they'll mock, but YaHuAH's light shines on you. YaHuAH's light shines on you. But YaHuAH's light shines on you. Stay